Hello everyone, I'm Data from JGX, and it's time to go back in the MechLab and talk about the Thanatos. As always, before we get started, I'd like to remind you, if you haven't done that yet, to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me to keep going. Hitboxes. The hitboxes are pretty distinguishable, so you can pick which torso you want to shoot, or if you want to shoot the CT. It doesn't tank that much, and it doesn't suffer from a specific weakness because it has a lot of weaknesses. So it's not like a big CT, big side torsos, it's a big everything. So in terms of tankiness, it's not that great against a coordinated team that will say, oh, let's shoot all CT, let's shoot all right torso. But since it basically has a lot of weaknesses, it may happen that in a quick play, someone thinks it's big side torsos, let's shoot side torsos. Another one thinks it's big CT, let's shoot the CT. So naturally, people may, even intentionally, hit different components. It's not, in the end, one of the most fragile mechs around, but there are tankier mechs. The plus is that at least the arms kind of shield for the side torsos, and the side torsos shield for the CT. As for the agility varies among them. There are some that have more, some that have less. The one that have less have an agility comparable to a Black Knight. Those who have more are more comparable to a Grasshopper. But the torso turn rate on those who have more is higher even than the Grasshopper. So some of them tank a lot better. This is honestly doesn't have that much of an influence on how good a specific variant is because the agility is more or less okay on all of them. We'll start with the builds, and then after I'm done with all of the builds, I'll show you how they perform one by one in the testing round. Starting from the most interesting one, the one that I think you guys should buy, the Thanatos 4S. This one has ECM, decent survival quirks, large pulse HSL, and 10 heat with decent mounts. This means that you are going to equip it like this, use it like a left side peak, and Alpha Strike for large pulse. I don't want to do it with XL. You have to do it with XL, because if you don't run XL, you just don't have heat sinks, so you're too hot, or if you want to put heat sinks in, you become just too slow. And you also lack a couple of heat sinks. So in the end, you're suggested to bring a build like this, because at the same time you have the speed and the heat sinks. Even if you bring in an LFE, what's going to happen that you either lose this torso and you lose all of your heat dissipation capabilities, or you lose the other torso and you lose all of your weapons with the ECM. So you want an XL on this. The second one that I find very interesting is the 5S, because of its quirks on the combo ghosts and lasers. Usually people do this with dual gauss and stealth armor. There is no reason to do that. Just 2 gauss on a 75 tonner is just weak. You can easily bring an XL and add extra lasers. Another way to set this mech is double light gauss and double ERPPC. But when I see energy range, I usually put ER larges because they need that quirk. The PPCs actually don't. Another interesting one, the 4P. And yeah, you can do this now with the light gauss and your peeps. The gausses are in the arm, so you don't risk the gauss explosion on the XL engine. This is actually pretty good mech because of ECM and the fact that you don't have gausses in the torsos. So I'd rather have light gauss and your PPC on the 4P and ER large and double gauss on the 5S. Another way to set the 4P is triple snub and AC20. You can easily go like this if you want to make a brawler out of it. And then you can even rise the engine to get a faster engine, jump jets, triple snub and AC20 with jump jets. That's not that bad. Then we have another decent one, the 5T. The 5T has an HSL quirk on the MRMs. I think on the MRM 10s, +2, and missile heat gen 10%. So again, ECM, 6 MRM 10s, and you can alpha strike them. Another one that is very interesting is the hero one. When you see a lot of energy and missiles, you want to use small lasers, because small lasers, in terms of damage per heat, they're cracked. They're cracked, they're completely broken. The damage per heat doesn't belong to a laser class weapon, it's just free damage. So you put your SRMs and you spam your small lasers. It looks that it's weak, but it's not weak at all. The amount of sustained damage, DPS that this mech can put in is amazing. And in the end, we have the 5P. The 5P is actually very bad. I have no idea why this one doesn't have better quirks, because this is literally inferior to all of the other ones. Even if you want to try a PPC snub, it has PPC velocity and it doesn't need it, and ballistic cooldown. So it desyncs the alpha and it desyncs also the velocity, and it has just a random LRM quirk that doesn't make any sense. So the 5P doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and you shouldn't buy it. You should definitely buy the 4P with large pulses. 4S and 5S are quite good. 5T for range. 5T and the Hero one are good for brawling. Now I'm going to show, or mid-range pop-tarting with the MRMs. Now I'm going to show how they look in testing ground one by one. It's always a good idea to add ER large to this, because the trade-off of the fact that like the enemy doesn't see you with the stealth armor is not worth the loss of 2 ER larges, because you have also free dissipation that you're using.
Target destroyed. 25%. Target destroyed. Fuel at 25%. Acquired.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the
Airstrike
subscribe button,
online.
hit like, share the content with your friends. I'll catch you guys next time.